Okay, I'm back with another one. P Valley. One thing I learned, I tell you this right now. One thing I learned in watching these 4 episodes is if you want to know where the blessings reside, where the blessing reside, where the blessing reside, where the blessing reside, come on down to P Valley because that's where the blessings reside. Yes, sir. Where the blessings. I'm glad they got that dude where the money reside. I'm glad they got him a role because he took that role and he made the best of it, didn't he? He did he get up there and did his thing, boy. He did his thing. I'm glad they reached out to him and gave him a part. I really am. But the first thing that comes to mind when I look at the first 3 episodes at least, is I said, being somebody that's born and raised in Mississippi, and I lived all my life in the South, I really think they overreached with this pandemic thing. It's like a new character on the show that they introduced is the life under the pandemic. And I know that they using the pandemic to tie in a lot of their storylines to everybody's storyline because I think there's a rumor that somebody is going to die later on because of COVID, because of the pandemic. But I I think they overreaching because down here in the South, people even I know they probably filmed this last year, but down there in the South, people not wearing the mask and they not on it. There are people that are wearing masks and following them, being very cautious and things. But just people, majority of people down here aren't really on that pandemic stuff like that. Majority of the people are walking around here free and in the grocery stores and everywhere. Like even during the height of the pandemic, everybody wasn't even wearing masks in the grocery store. I mean, some people might I think the grocery store asked you to put a mask on and most people complied, but even some people still didn't comply then. So that's a bit authentic. That's a bit authentic. And I can say for sure, being from originally from Mississippi and the area that you look like, I grew up in the Mississippi Delta. This show is based on the Mississippi Delta. Well, I grew up in the Mississippi Delta, and this whole show is based on. It looks like an area that I grew up in. When they talk about the Mississippi River and the casino being on the Mississippi River and the whole little area close to Memphis and all that, so I can tell you for sure. And that they overdoing it with the pandemic and the mask and all that kind of stuff. I think they overdoing it, but that's just a misstep by the writers, I guess. But they kind of lost me. Was it episode 2 or 3 where the might have been episode 2 where the Drake looking guy Diamond when they went over Diamond house and they were he cast something, he did some type of spell or something and he pulled out the weight out of old girl, what's her name right here, the one in the middle, Mercedes, I think. Yeah, he pulled the invisible weight that she was carrying in her back and she was jumping around. Then he took it and put it on he just happened to have a big old scale like that in his bedroom and he took and put the invisible weight on the scale. And I don't know, when they did all that, I kind of didn't feel, it kind of reminded me, I thought I was watching an episode of True Blood. It took me back to my True Blood days on HBO. And I don't know about that, and it looks like the ghost of the guy that they killed in the room, in the lap dance room, the guy that they killed that was chasing Autumn last year. It looked like his ghost appeared in the in the camera, on the camera system. You can see his ghost flickering. So I don't know. It's turning into True Blood a little bit here. But, you know, it is what it is. It's P Valley we talking about here. This ain't it is what it is. But going into the last episode there, going into this last episode 4. Okay? Episode 4, right? It's called Why is it Demetrius? While Keyshawn glows up. While Keyshawn's glow up continues, Big Teak struggles with life on the outside. You got that? Well, it looked like he struggled too much toward the end there. Somebody was struggling in him. Back in Condoleezza, the Pank is visited by a surprise guest. Yeah. What they talking about? That big girl that lost all her money last year, her divorce settlement. Lost her divorce settlement. Now she trying to shut down the Pank. That don't make sense. But anyway. But that ain't my main thing. By episode 1 through 3, it's P Valley. It is what it is. I just love looking at the women, especially Autumn. They need to put Autumn back up there. Don't they need to put Autumn back up there? She's beautiful, isn't she? She's gorgeous. And Mercedes, I like her too. And that's my main draw. I love looking at the women dancing, and I like looking at that because I'm not a strip club guy, So this is my chance to really look at some women in a strip club, I guess, by watching this show, because I sure ain't gonna be in there in real life. But I'm kind of I know this show, it is what it is, but coming into this last episode 4, it really looks like they going a little overboard with the degenerate behavior. If you really look at every character, it's like, number one, I think they trying to, they going all over the place with the storylines. See, every character got their own little storyline that they trying to go into. Like, I'm pretty sure, they must not don't plan on being renewed for season 3. They need to save some of these storylines for the next season and focus on maybe 2 or 3 storylines. But it's every character got their own little degenerate storyline, and they going a little overboard with the degeneracy. I think I think they're going a little overboard. If you don't, for example, let's take a look at the characters here. Okay, we could just go down the line. Okay, Uncle Clifford. Well, Uncle Clifford, he gonna do him. It kind of is what it is with him, man. And then Mercedes. Okay, Mercedes, she messing around. Okay, she got the monkey off, whatever that is. Diamond got off her back. She didn't got that off her back now, so she left that, and now she want to go see the coach. It looked like they recast the coach. That's another thing. A lot of these people look like they recasting. They ain't the same coach from last season. But anyway, she go down to coach and take him up on his offer to get $10,000 a week to be his side chick. And by surprise, his wife is in on it and okay with it. Then the next thing you know, the wife all of a sudden, she go from being mad at her husband cheating on her to she want to get in a threesome for the first time in her life. It's just crazy. Like, what the hell? Like, where did it come from? Then the wife it turned out the wife, she say, fuck, F the husband. I just want you to myself, Mercedes, and I want to take pictures of you on a pole, and I want to have sex with you by myself. And then she go from having sex with Mercedes to insulting Mercedes, talking about I'm crying my heart out to a hoe. And then Mercedes like, oh my God. So you got that going on with Mercedes. Then we come on down here to Keyshawn with that hell of a name. But anyway, Keyshawn, we go down to Keyshawn. They still dragging out her storyline from the abusive white guy from last season. We gotta wrap that up this season. The white guy, he need to go to jail for domestic violence, or he need to get killed by Diamond or somebody. Cause somebody need to kill him. Something. Get rid of the white guy. Because we can't have him. The first couple of seasons with that weirdo stuff he beating on her. They need to wrap that up. Okay, she got that going on, right? And she got low self esteem and got that going on. Then we got Autumn Night here with her past. We had that whole mess last season, but this season, I'm gonna come back to Autumn. Because that might be my one hope of function of a functional relationship in this whole thing. Then we got this guy here, this murder guy here. Oh my God, he on the DL with Clifford, and now the guy then got out of jail, and now he banging the guy. I was like, come on, man. He got an old romance from jail that then came up. We knew something was going on with that as soon as they kind of looked at each other when they got out the jail. We knew that was coming. We knew that. And then you got this guy right here, Parker. I'm going to come back to Parker. And we got this Miss where the blessings reside. We got this woman here where the blessings reside. We got her crazy butt. She having it out with the preacher. She coming up to the preacher chicken fry and acting a fool. Okay, and she up there acting a fool at that, and now the mayor then shut her down. We got this Corbin guy, he trying to buy the paint. Okay, we got this brother here. He doing his back channel narcotics drugs. He doing his he's a drug distributor. He trafficking drugs on the low. Okay, but I'm not really focused on him and that guy right there, Duffy, that's trafficking drugs. I really want to focus on the dysfunctional relationship. You don't got now one functional relationship in this thing. Okay, as Whisper, okay, that's the girl the crazy looking white girl that's the stripper. I ain't talking about her. Diamond, Miss Loretta Devine, and Gail Bean. Gail Bean, that's her name. My God, is it in her contract for every show? Gail Bean, is it in her contract for every show that she got to suck off somebody for a couple of dollars? Because it seemed like to me when she was in Snowfall, when she sucking them guys off for some crack, and then now she get on this show and now she sucking guys off for a couple of dollars in the strip club. She ought to put a clause. If I was her agent and management, I'd put a clause in all her future contracts that she ain't sucking nobody off for no favors. She ain't no more sucking guys off for crack or for money. I don't care what they paying her. If I was her management, I would put that clause in the contract. Okay, so yeah, you got just the degenerate. This guy right here, him and the murder guy, they bent over. That scene was a little too graphic. The murder guy and this other little guy here that in jail. Now I see the guy that played the murder guy. Seemed like a nice guy. I seen him in a red carpet video on YouTube. He hugged up with his wife like and he looked like he loved his wife and everything. But I'm gonna just flat out tell you, in this day and time, to do a scene like that, you got to be bisexual at the least. You can't be a homosexual man, a heterosexual man doing a scene like that. Cause the way that scene was too graphic. I don't think no penetration went down, but some genitals were touching some butt cheeks or something. My God, how can Amanda? You actors, y'all gotta put your foot down, man. You don't have to do these scenes like this, man. If you're not a homosexual man, you don't have to do no scene like that. That went too far. I don't see how you can be a heterosexual man to do a scene like that. We're living in a time where you got access to the internet, and you don't see. Back in the day, with Will Smith and all them guys probably back in the to get his career off, he had to do a gay scene and a gay stuff and a gay character and stuff and to get his career jumping off. So you could kind of understand him feeling like he had to go and get it out the way and do it because we didn't have the internet. It wasn't now you got the internet. You don't have to do scenes like that just to get on with your career, get your career off. You don't have to do that. I don't see how him, the murder man here, and this dude here, I don't see how they even agreed to even film a scene like that. I would have put my foot down. I ain't gotta do F that. And you just take me off the show, man. I ain't doing that. Now that scene was too much, man. And that's another thing. Then they want to mix in social justice with all these dysfunctional relationships. This guy here, he was overdoing it. This prison guy here, he was bucking his eyes. See, that's some serious stuff going on with the cops killing these people and stuff, and killing unarmed black people and stuff. But the way he was bucking his eyes and stuff up in the room where he tore up the hotel room, bucking his eyes, and you go from social justice and he's serious about black people getting killed to bending over, getting his his backside pushed in. I mean, we go from social justice and with the innocent black people getting killed to let me bend over and get my backside pushed in. I don't know. I don't know. It just comes out of nowhere, doesn't it? But the one thing so you got all these dysfunctional. I want to just see, please. I know this is P Valley. This is what it's about. I get it, but please, can I just get one functional relationship? And I'm gonna get to that. I do have hope for one functional black man, black woman relationship. I'm holding out for that. I think I'm gonna get that. Before the season ends. Just a decent looking relationship. They probably not gonna have no kids, but I will give them one credit. The relationship with Parker and his wife. I give them a credit on this. In the before 1960, black men and women had the highest marriage rate than anybody in this country. They had the highest marriage rate. And here we are, starting in 1960, that changed. And here we are now, black couples have the lowest marriage rate out of all the races. And at the end of the day, I was thinking about this probably about a month ago. And at the end of the day, I've come to the conclusion that black men, the reason, the statistics don't lie. The reason us blacks have the lowest marriage rate is because at the end of the day, black men and black women do not get along. And if we do have any type of relationship, for the most part, it's going to be some type of dysfunction going on with the relationship. And in general, that's the problem. Generally speaking, which doesn't apply to everybody, but I shouldn't have to say it doesn't apply to everybody. That should go already known. I mean, that should already be known, but that should go without saying. But in general, that's the problem. Black men, if you just really seriously look down and take a serious look around you and look at the black relationships you see in just around you in everyday life, between the black men and black women, you will see that black men and black women do not get along, and that's the problem. And I always wondered, I asked myself probably like a month ago, I was trying to figure out why. There got to be a reason for that. And the reason I've come up with is because what's going on is black men and black women both see themselves. They don't look at themselves in a realistic sense. They don't look at themselves in society and how we fit in a realistic sense. And what I mean by that is black men as a whole, we undervalue ourselves. We look at ourselves like we bought into the propaganda that started back in 1915 with the Birth of a Nation film, and we undervalue ourselves. We buy into those stereotypes. Black men, we do not value ourselves. We don't. In a lot of aspects, whether it's our health, our feeding our minds, the way we dress. A lot of times, I just gotta call it. We, for the most part, we undervalue ourselves, and it's the propaganda has fed us, and we bought into it, and we live out those stereotypes for the most part, and we undervalue ourselves. Black women have taken a lot of the propaganda and they've let that poison them as well. And a lot of black women overvalue themselves. Okay? So when you got the women overvaluing themselves and us men undervaluing ourselves, we'll never get along. That's why we don't get along. We have to come down and meet each other and completely support one another and meet each other on the same level. And then that marriage rate will go back up and we'll have those black, beautiful families that we need to see more of, those black, beautiful, functioning families. Now, the reason I brought that up is back to, I think that the relationship between Andrew Watkins, the Andrew Watkins character right here, the relationship between him and his wife, that's a doctor in Atlanta, is a perfect example of that problem between black men and black women. That relationship is a perfect example of that problem. She thinks his wife, that's a doctor, she thinks she's better than him. She thinks she's better than him, and you can tell she thinks she's settled. And him, the Andrew Watkins character, watch his character from season 1 all the way through. Just watch how he carries himself and what he does. He undervalues himself. He does not value himself enough as a man. He has a low self-esteem about himself. You can tell. Just look at him sitting up. Look at this episode 1. He's sitting up at home playing video games, just sitting around the house playing video games, just not doing anything constructive with himself. See? He doesn't value himself sitting around in basketball shorts. I know they paint the pandemic going on or whatever, but this is the South. Like I said, this is the South. Haircuts are people still getting haircuts and everything down here during the pandemic. That ain't no excuse. His hair all shaggy. He's wearing basketball shorts, sitting in the house that his wife bought, and he just sitting around not working a job, talking about his job. Man, please, during the pandemic there were plenty of jobs, man. Walmart, Kroger, Amazon, all them essential places were hiring like crazy, giving out crazy overtime. Trust me, I know. So you could get money. He just undervalued himself. So I will give that credit to my P-Valley folks, but I ain't trying to beat up on my P-Valley people. You know, it is what it is. I'm still gonna watch, and I'm still gonna watch those beautiful ladies. And I know the show is what it is, but there is a point where you can go overboard with the degenerate behavior. Heading to predictions. What's next? Well, we know here's the thing. There's a reason why they're just pushing this pandemic stuff. Everybody wearing masks. Every other line is talking about, boy, I don't want to get that Rona, and they talking about the pandemic every other line. The reason I think, now there's some rumors. Well, the reason I think is that somebody is gonna die this season. So I've seen some rumors that the Loretta Devine character is going to die. And I hope not, because she have good little one-liner. She's a good little piece of the show. She's a good little comedic relief. And we all from the South, we can relate to a big mama like that. Our family member and I that we can relate to like that. So I hope not. But yeah, but so we gotta look out for that. There's probably gonna be a death. Um we're gonna see what comes of this of all these degenerate relationships that's going on. We gotta get some resolution with this stuff. We almost halfway through the season. So come on now. We gotta get some resolution with all this stuff now. And it's some stuff it's finna blow up. Like Uncle Clifford, he gonna find out that the girl that's sucking everybody off right here, that like to suck everybody off on every show, he gonna find out that she turning tricks out the paint. And when Uncle Clifford find that out, she gonna really catch it. It's gonna be hell to pay. And Mercedes, we gonna see how this turn out with Mercedes. I got a feeling that Mercedes is gonna team up with the coach's wife, and he probably gonna try to they gonna probably mess over the coach. They gonna F over the coach some kind of way. I think she gonna team up with their wife and F over the coach. I know how the people on these type of shows write that. That's probably what they gonna do. And oh girl, Keyshana, man, please leave that white boy alone. We gonna see, cause let me tell you, she posting all this stuff. They showing this stuff for a reason. She posting all these compromising pictures with Murder Boy, which we know Murder Boy gay, which is real silly. Why would Keyshana's husband be so jealous over a gay dude? That they faking it for the gram. It ain't real. But I'm telling you, that crazy husband of hers, he gonna come pop out of nowhere on her ass. I'm telling you now, he gonna pop out of nowhere on her. It's coming. That dude ain't been around for a couple of episodes. He coming back. That crazy white boy coming back, and we need a resolution this time. We need him killed, or we need his butt sent to jail. And we need Keyshana to we need her character to evolve more. She gonna have to grow her a little self-esteem there, okay? And get her a little self-esteem. But it's so much, man. I could go on predictions forever. Diamond, we gonna see what's going on with him. He having visions of the ghost when he went up in the boom boom room where they do the lap dances. He done seen the man hand coming out the ground. So we gonna see what's going on with Diamond. We gonna see what's going on with Diamond and the big booty girl that they hired to work at the bar. Why Diamond, he wanted that big booty girl. I don't trust her. I know Diamond was trying to fight it as a man. He trying to fight. He see that big booty and them big old breasts, and he trying to fight it all. But I think Diamond got on that motorcycle with her. So I hope Diamond fight that off, man. Fight it off, brother. But I'm gonna tell you, I could go on and on with all these storylines. Hell, this video is long enough. But I tell you what, if you done sit here this long, this video, you're a real one. I appreciate you. You're a real one. Thank you for watching. I got plenty more content coming. Hit the like, subscribe button. Share this with a friend. Talk about it in the comments. Tell me what you think. Okay? Follow me on Instagram. And I'll see you real soon. I'll be back on here with another one. Until next time.